at common multiples and factors. Common multiples and factors. Okay. And first of all, I would like us to define what multiples and factors are. Multiples are simply numbers that multiply, right? They're numbers that multiply another whole number to give you a number, right? So multiples are numbers that multiply a whole number to give you another number or another whole number. And factors are numbers that divide, right? So numbers that divide a number to give you a whole number, right? That's a number without a remainder. It gives you an answer that's a whole number without a remainder. So it divides another number to give you a whole number without a remainder. We go to common factors and common multiples. Common multiples are simply when you compare two or more numbers, their multiples or the multiples of two or more numbers. The common numbers that repeat itself in all the numbers or in all the sets of multiples. These are common multiples. So let's quickly go into the questions and then we will be able to find out and understand completely how to solve multiples and factors and common multiples and factors. Okay, so follow me, let's do this. So question 1 says that multiples of 9 are shaded on the 100 square. Multiples of 9 are shaded on the 100 square. So we see all the multiples of 9 shaded from 1 to 100 in this particular square. And then the next thing will be A is draw a ring around the multiples of 5. And now we have to draw a ring around the multiples of 5. So multiples of 5 will simply be what? 5 times 1, we have 5. 5 times 2, we have 10. 5 times 3, we have 15. 5 times 20, 5 times 4, we have 20. And then 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Okay, and then we have 95, and then lastly 100. So these are the multiples of 5 from 1 to 100. Okay, and the next step is to do what? List the common multiples of 5 and 9. So the common multiples of 5 and 9, as I said already, is simply the numbers that are common between the multiples of 5 and the multiples of 9. In this particular case, we have the multiples of 5 and 9, the common multiples of 5 and 9 to be the numbers that have been shaded and circled at the same time. So which number do we see shaded and circled? I have 45 here. Okay, and then the next number is what? 90 over here. So the common multiples of 5 and 9 in from 1 to 100 over here is what? 45 and 90. 45 and 90. Good. Okay, question 2 says Sophia is thinking of a number. She's thinking of a number. Anytime I see this question, I want to represent my number with an X. Sophia's number be X. Okay. It says my number is a multiple of 2. So X is what? A multiple of 2. And it says my number is a multiple of 7. And X is also a multiple of 7. Okay. Multiple of 2 and multiple of 7. And what does this tell us? It means that X is a common multiple of 2 and 7. And in order to find common multiples, we first list we list multiples of 2. So multiples of 2 are multiples of 2. We list them. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, then what again? 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, and so on and so forth. We have multiples of 7 to be what? Multiples of 7 to be, we have 7, 14, 21, 28. And because we ended at 30, let's just, pause here. Okay. And then it says what? Take the number that Sophia could be thinking of. Um, so first of all, it says the number is a multiple of 2 and then a multiple of 7. So let's look at the first part. 9. Is 9 a multiple of 2? No, 9 is not a multiple of 2, so it doesn't even satisfy, right? The statement. 27. Is 27 a multiple of 2? No, 27 is a multiple of 2. 28. Is 28 a multiple of 2? Yes, 28 is a multiple of 2. As we have, even listed here, we have 28 to be a multiple of 2, right? And we ask ourselves, the next thing will be, is 28 a multiple of 7? Is 28 a multiple of 7? We can see clearly, even with the list that we have done over here, that 28 is a multiple of 7. So we can go ahead and take this one as a number that Sophia could be thinking of. Okay, the next number is 72. Now I know 72 is a multiple of 2. Yes, 72 is a multiple of 2. But is 72 a multiple of 7? No, 72 is not a multiple of 7. And because of that, this is also wrong. So the only number in the options that we have here is 28, because 28 is a common multiple of what? 2 and 7. Very good. Okay, question 3 says that find all the common factors of these numbers. So common factors, this is how we start. We have 6 and 8. So factors of 6, right? Factors of 6, we have 1, and then the next pair will be 6, because 6 divided by 1 gives us 6. And the thing about the factors is that it's two numbers, a pair of numbers. So 1 times 6 gives us 6. And because 1 times 6 gives us 6, it means that 6 divided by 1 gives us 6, and 6 divided by 6. So this is a pair, right? It goes hand in hand. Whenever you get a factor or one number, you should be able to get the other one by dividing it with a number, right? So those two numbers, when they multiply, it gives you back your original number. So we have 1 times 6 giving us what? 6. The next set of numbers will be what? 2 and 3. Okay, because 2 times 3 gives us what? 6. When you divide 6 by 2, you get 3. And when you divide 6 by 3, you get 2. It goes hand in hand, whether by division or by multiplication. Okay, and then the next one will be 8. Factors of 8 will be what? 1, and we put our 8 here. We have 2, and 2 goes with 4. Okay, 3 is not a factor of 8, because we would have a remainder when we divide 8 by 3. Okay, and so our common factors will be what? 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 are found in both factors of 6 and 8. So factors of 8, we've already listed it to be 1, 2, 4, and what? 1, 2, 4, and 8. Factors of 12 will simply be 1, and we have the next pair 12, right? We have 2, and then we have 6. We have 3, and then we have 4, because 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 1 times 12 is 12. Okay, so the common factors is going to be 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Good. Question 4. It says complete the sentence. Complete the sentence. Every number with a factor of 4. Wait, question 4. Complete the sentence. Every number with a factor of 10 must also have factors of. We have 3 different factors, but every number with a factor of 10 must also have the factors of. So we are simply being asked to find what is common with any number that has a factor of 10. And any number that has a factor of 10 will have factors of 10 itself, right? So the factors of 10 are what? 1 and 10 itself. We have what? 2 and 5. 2 goes with 5. We can't have 3, because 3 gives us a remainder. We can't have 4, because 4 also gives us a remainder. And so we end it here. And so we have 1, 2, 5, and 10. 10 itself is already a factor of the said number. And so our factors will be 1, 2, and 5. Okay. Question 5 says, here are 4 labels: multiples of 2, multiples of 7, not a multiple of 2, not a multiple of 7. Write each label in the correct place on the Carroll diagram. So first of all, I'm going to start by labeling, the titles, right? So we have 1, 2, I have 3 here, and then I have 4. And so 1 represents, column 1, of course. And column 1, I have 28, 56, 35, and 63, right? So in column 1, I have multiples of 2 here, and I have multiples of 7. But I need one common title, right? One common title. And so, what again can we get? Can 28 be a multiple of 7? Yes. 28 is a multiple of 7. 56 is a multiple of 7. 35 is a multiple of 63 is also a multiple of 7. So, my title 1 is multiples of 7, right? My label 1 is multiples of 7. And so let's go to column 2. Column 2 also has what? 12, 48, 55, and 47. Now 12 and 48 are multiples of 2. But 57, 55, and 47 are not multiples of 2. But I need a common, label for these set of numbers. And so let's see. It's 7. Already we have multiples of 7 for label 1, so let's cancel that out. This cannot be multiples of 2, right? And also this, let me see, not multiples of 7, right? So 12 is not a multiple of 7. 48 is not a multiple of 7. 55 is also not a multiple of 7. 47 is not a multiple of 7. So my label 2 can rightly be, not a multiple of 7. So let's go to 3. 3 represents row 3, right? Row 3, we have the numbers 28, 56, 12, and 48. Okay. And then I have these numbers are all multiples of 2. So I can just label my 3 as multiple of 2. Multiples of 2. And since, this is the last one, this is the only one that hasn't been labeled, which is not a multiple of 2, I can just go ahead and label it as 4. Thank you very much. We are done for today.